Going through a difficult season in life is, well, difficult. But when you feel alone and isolated, it's even more challenging. Have you ever struggled in silence because no one could truly see or understand your suffering? Or because you were too ashamed to share it? As we step into a narrative from chapter 5 of the book of Mark, let's find hope as we experience Jesus' compassion toward a woman in need of connection and healing. You have been lurking all day, hoping for the perfect opportunity. But Jesus has been surrounded since the moment you arrived. Tales of his miracles have been spreading rapidly, and people congregate wherever they can find him. You heard someone say that he cast out an evil spirit this morning. Maybe he can do something about your condition. You adjust your clothing and take a step back, exhausted from trying not to bump into anyone, and exhausted simply because you are always tired. You sigh. If only you had someone else's problems. Losing blood has not been an easy one. In fact, it has been a series of all kinds of losses. The blood loss came first, then you lost your energy, then several friends, your dignity, and all of your money. Nothing has helped, and your friends and family have stopped trying. You feel invisible and insignificant. You really do not have much left to lose. Anyone who touches you is unclean and has to go through the process of washing and waiting. Most people are not willing to risk that. The few who are still keep you at arm's length. If only they knew what it felt like to never be clean, to never be close. You shut your eyes for a split second and wistfully remember the last hug. Another sigh escapes. The crowd brings you back to reality as it migrates down the road. Determination wells up inside, and you vow not to give up yet. If only the multitudes would evaporate and you could avoid making this a public affair. How are you supposed to ask anyway? Maybe you could just reach out and touch his clothing. Certainly, if all the stories of healings are true, this would be enough. Then you see your opening. There is a path through the crowd. You muster a burst of strength and walk as quickly as you can without being noticed. Your heart pounds loudly as you slip between strangers. The crowd smells, and you would like to get away from here. You will yourself to keep weaving in and out until you are only a few feet away. You take a deep breath and hold it as you stretch your hand out and brush your fingers against the woven fabric. Instantaneously, a powerful current runs up your arm and spreads through your entire body, renewing and restoring your strength. Jesus stops immediately and turns around. Everyone else stops moving too. "Who touched my clothes?" he asks. "You see the people crowding around you," one of his followers states. And yet you can ask, "Who touched me?" Disbelief is written all over his face. Undeterred, Jesus keeps looking around. He refuses to move. Slipping away seemed so easy when you came up with this idea, but you are locked in the crowd now. The seconds drag by as Jesus continues to wait, ignoring the urging of one of his friends. Your face is pink with heat. It would be better to own up than to have him single you out. But what will he say when he finds out an unclean woman touched him on purpose? You are shaking and scared, but you have to confess. Falling down at his feet, you let the words tumble out. "I touched your cloak. I didn't want to bother you." "Daughter," he says gently. You can see that he is not one bit bothered. Your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering. You steal a glance, and in amazement you utter, "Thank you." Another powerful current courses through your body. You are free. You pick yourself up and excuse yourself from the crowd. You took a chance, and Jesus gave you everything back. You hoped he could help, but this is a miracle. While it would be incredible to experience miraculous, instantaneous healing, the reality is that some things just take time. God does intervene and work supernaturally at times, but what we see more often is a slow process of restoration. It takes time to heal our bodies, our relationships, our emotions. It is in the spaces of waiting and healing that so often we meet God in a profound and life-changing way. As you review the narrative in Mark 5, verses 24 through 34, ask yourself if there are ways you can touch Jesus' garment, so to speak. Are there ways you can invite him into your healing process? You are not an inconvenience. Jesus wants you to reach out in faith so he can offer you greater freedom.